This new Sanji leader has a pretty unconventional win condition, but it somehow works. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Mabi here, and today I'm going to be giving you my personal deck profile for this blue and purple Sanji leader that comes out in OP12. However, this is going to be for PRB02 and below. Now, I say that, but luckily there is no PRB02 cards in here. I'm letting you know that if you want to play this in 12.5, this works as well. So the overall game plan here with this Sanji is to, as much as possible, search and search and search for your win conditions, which are going to be these 3-cost Sanjis here. They ramp up over the course of the game, and it's really hard to remove. Alright, so let's talk about every single card in this video breakdown. If you guys just want the deck profile though, I recommend pausing the video, heading on over to my website, Mabi TCG.com. There you can get this deck and every other deck we cover and more in image and text format. Alright, once again, this is just my personal take. It's okay if you disagree. Let us know what you would do down below, and of course, take whatever you want to make the deck that you want and prefer. So here is the leader Sanji from OP12, 5000 strike leader, 4 life blue and purple, straw hats, and the Vinsmoke family archetypes here. So there's 2 abilities here. The first one here is activate during your main. Once per turn, you get to -1 Dawn from your field. Then you get to activate up to 1 Straw Hat crew type event that has an original cost of 3 or less. So this is a very, very heavy event based deck with a lot of support characters, but once again, your whole game plan is get that Sanji out ASAP. The second ability is when attacking, if the number of Dawn cards on your field is equal to or less than your opponent's, you can go ahead and ramp 1 back as as rested. So pretty much how you want to play this is you want to maybe wait until you can attack. I wouldn't use this on the very first turn, though you can if you want to activate in events. But basically on your turn, you have a lot of small events that help you search, that help you, flood the board, or not flood the board, but, mess with the board and draw more stuff. You would use this minus the Dawn, do whatever you need to do, then attack to ramp back up. So basically you get to play an event for free every single turn, which is so powerful. Let's talk about all the cards going all the way up. Now, I did say no PRB02 cards, but we do have PRB02 art cards in here. So this is Gum Rain. We're running 2 in this deck. This one costs, this one's from OP02. Cost 0. I really like the artwork on here. So counter, trash 1 card from your hand, then up to one of your leaders or characters gains 3000 power during this battle. This is really good. You do have a lot of events in your hand, and sometimes you might not have the Dawn to play them straight out or counter power, so this will help get rid of those. Besides, the more events in the trash, including this, it'll buff up that 3-cost Sanji. The trigger here is bounce back a 2 or less to the owner's hand. That might come into play every now and then, especially if your opponent has like a really weak blocker on there that they left on, and then this triggered, that could work out. So we're running 2 of these in here. Time for our first character card though. This is Charlotte Pudding from OP12. It costs 2000 power with 1 counter. On play, look at the top 4 cards. You can grab 1 Sanji or an event card. So your Sanjis in the deck are only these ones here. The other event cards that you definitely want to grab are going to be these brochettes, but then most importantly, these boof bursts, which we'll talk about later. So your 3-cost. There's nothing more than a 3-cost, well, like that you want to activate with your leader's ability. You will be using a 4-cost and a 6-cost later, but that's primarily just to help you with board control. So you grab 1, put the rest at the bottom. After this, after it stays on board, you do have another use for this pudding. I wouldn't use it to attack because you are going to be using all of your Dawn to activate more and more events every single turn. But you do have this 6-cost Jozu to bounce back cards that you will be playing for support, like this pudding. If you guys are enjoying the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. I upload daily duels and deck profiles for a lot of TCGs. Alright, so the next card that we're going to be talking about is one of your very small support cards as well. This is Carne from OP12. This one costs 1 with 1000 power and 1 counter. The ability is if you have 4 or more events in your trash, this character gains blocker. you have a lot of events, this is 100% going to gain blocker. So play this as soon as you can, because when your 3-cost Sanjis are out, they're going to be a little weak, and their pretty much only weaknesses is to being, you know, rested or attacked into if you attack the previous turn. So this will help you keep them alive a little bit. We're running 2 of these in here. Now for some Kaya, this is your first of the 2Ks of the deck. This is from OP03, cost 1, has 0 power, 2000 counter, so on play, draw 2 and trash 2. This is a card where in this deck, I would say you are playing this quite a lot. Draw 2 and trash 2, and the 2 that you're going to be trashing are basically the extra events that you don't particularly need to add more stuff to the trash. Now, just like that 1-cost pudding, you do have that 6-cost Jozu to kind of bring this back to your hand as a 2K and also mess with the board state. So this is a great card to add to the deck. We're running 4 of these. The next card is going to be Let's Crash That Wedding. This is going to be another event card from OP11. This one costs 1. If your leader is multicolored, which you are blue-purple, look at the top 5 cards, grab a Straw Hat type card other than Let's Crash That Wedding, and the rest go to the bottom of the deck. Now, in this deck, once again, always grab the Sanjis, and once again, you can always grab your other cards. You have a lot of Straw Hats. You have Uso Hachis, Brochettes, Boof Bursts, and you can also even grab this 3000 Worlds and even this Gum Gum Red Rock. A lot of really good stuff. This is an amazing card, and the trigger here is activate this card's main ability. Great card. All right, now for one of the specifically Sanji events. This is from OP12. This one costs 1 and activate main. If you're a leader of Sanji, draw 1 card. It only costs 1. It's really nice. So we can go ahead and put this to the trash. Sift, draw 1 card, more stuff in the trash to activate your Sanji. Also, your leader ability, technically, you can -1 Dawn to activate this for free if you don't have any extra Dawn because you are playing on curve. And that's pretty much okay. If you have to use your ability to play a 1-cost, no problem, because you are ramping up anyway. It doesn't matter. Throw this in the trash. Do it, do it, do it. However, if you are expecting to go mid to late game, a lot of late game, you want to keep it for the counter because the counter is really good. 4 or more events in your trash, which once again, very easy to do in this deck. Your leader only gets 4000 power. Oh, so good. So good. All right, so pretty versatile card. Perfect for this deck. Now, time for another OP12 card. This is Luffy is the man who will become king of the pirates from OP12. So, one costs 1. If your leader is Sanji, you get to look at the top 3 cards of your deck, then grab 1, and then the rest go to the bottom. So this is nice because it's any card on the top. So it doesn't matter if it's Straw Hat, it doesn't matter if it's, a Jozu, it doesn't matter if it's a Ranger, you can grab them and put them in. Perfect, really good. So I'm running 2 of these. Now, time for Gum Gum Giants, another alternate art from the PRB02. Some OP09, this costs 1, counter, -2 Dawn, and trash 1. If your leader is Straw Hat, which it is here, up to one of your leaders or characters gains 4000 power, then draw 2 cards. So absolutely activate this if you suspect that they're going to destroy your character Sanji, or keep it super late game when you have a lot of Dawn active, because your highest card in your deck is not going to be more than a 6. Once again, your win condition is those Sanjis. You're going to have a lot of extra Dawn. So this is perfect. So you get to sift as well by drawing 2 cards. So good. All right, here it is. Sanji, baby, Sanji. Okay, OP12. 3 costs, 5000 power, brick in your hand. This character gains 1000 power for every 5 events in your trash. So I'm gonna go ahead and we'll count on how many events we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. So realistically, you could probably buff this by 3 to 5 times throughout the whole run, making it passively a 8000 to a 10,000 attacker. Super powerful. So that's how it works in the deck. If this character would be removed from the field by an opponent's effect, you can instead bounce 1 Dawn back to your Dawn deck. Not a big issue. This is not a once per turn, so anytime they would use a Gravity Blade or KO it, just remove 1. It's completely fine because this deck runs kind of small. And once again, the super weakness here is it being attacked. So you can throw it out early, but make sure when you attack it, like if your opponent knows that this is your whole game plan, if you don't have these Sanjis, then because there's no way to bring them back from the trash. If your opponent knows that you're only focusing on this, they might dedicate all of their Dawn and just try to attack it, which will really mess things up. So be really careful when to attack with this. But if you have a lot of support calls like this, maybe go ahead and do it. But once this starts getting to 7,000 plus, attack every single turn. Definitely. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Search for these. So many ways to sift and grab these Sanjis. Next is going to be Uso Hachi, another of your 2Ks here. ST18. 332 on play. If you have 8 or more Dawn on your field, rest a 5 or less. Now, if you're not using a bunch of these Gum Giants pretty early, you're easily going to have 8, 9, or 10 Dawn to be able to use the effect if you really need it. Otherwise, Straw Hat Crew's very searchable. Also 2K counter. Alright, next off, it's going to be this Brochettes. So this one costs 3. It's from OP12. Activate during your main. If the number of Dawn cards on your field is equal to or less than the number on your opponent's field, you get to draw 1 card. Then give up to one of your opponent's negative 3,000 power during this turn. So basically, you want to make sure that you use your leader's ability before playing this if you want to use it for the draw. Otherwise, it's just going to be another card to throw in the trash, but you can activate the second ability no matter if you do have the same amount of Dawn or not, which is minus 3,000 power, which will help your leader and your Sanji characters attack and destroy some stuff on the board. Running forward these. And now for pretty much the best event that you have in here. This is Boof Burst, or both. I don't know how to pronounce this. It's from OP12. It's a rare. Someone costs 3. Activate this during your main if your leader is multicolored, which you can use this in other decks too. So choose one of these. Bounce back a 4 or less back to their hand. Now this is kind of cool because it's not an original cost. So if you are ending up somehow running this in a deck where you lower the cost, you can bounce something really high back. But the second ability is the kicker here. Kicker Sanji, ha. Alright, so if you have 6 or less cards, when you activate this, you get to draw 2 cards. Meaning, if you have 7 cards in your hand, you activate this, your hand technically goes down to 6. Then you can draw 2 cards and get up to 8. This is super important to get very, very, very early. This doesn't do anything for the board state, but it helps refill your hand, activate more stuff, and just have more options. So if you start with 1 or 2 of these, you keep it, use these as much as possible. Super crazy good. Powerful ass cards. Running for these. Alright. Time for another support card for specifically Sanji here. Well, not specifically, but it really works in this deck. Vinsmoke Reiju from OP12, 451. If your trash is 4 or more events, very easy. This character gains 2,000 power and 5 costs, making it a 9 cost and a 7,000 power for attacking and defensive purposes. It works on both phases, your phase and the opponent's phase. Really nice turn. And it has an 8 blocker. Cool, sweet. So Vinsmoke's family, Germa, not searchable unless you're using that 1 card that just grabs anything from the top. Nice. Alright, we're running 1/3000 world in here. Nice freaking art. From OP03, activate main. This costs 4. Bottom deck a 5 or less. Super powerful. It works with a lot of cards in the cards in the meta today. However, keep in mind that this is not a 3 cost or lower, so you can't use your leader ability to activate this. But once again, you are running really low, so you can just use it when you really need to remove something really big from the deck. And when you use it, it's another event in the trash, right? Trigger, bottom deck a 3 cost or less. Pretty relevant these days too, with a lot of small searching and blocking cards. East Straw Boot, so also searchable. Okay, running 1 of these. Now for Jozu, from OP08. 671 on play, bounce back 1 of your characters. Then if you do that, bounce back a 6 or lower original cost to the owner's hand. We talked about this already. The cards that you want to bounce back are going to be these Kayas and these Charlotte Puddings. And if you really need to get the effect off, you can bounce back a Carne. But pretty much Jozu makes it so you don't feel too bad playing specifically that Kaya, right? So 2 of these in here. And then for the final card of your deck, it's going to be Gum Red Rock. It's the OP04. This one costs 6. Activate main, bottom deck, any character you want, doesn't matter the cost. So if they have some protection, that's too bad, but it's really good for just removing big ass threats or really annoying effects. Now, if you want, you can, shuffle some cards around and even run Gravity Blade or Raging Tiger. But I found out that this deck, Gum Red Rock's pretty good enough for me. And the trigger here is bottom deck a 4 or less. Really good too. So that is the deck, guys. A lot of events, a lot of specific character, support cards here. But basically, it's all about drawing and sifting and really using your leader ability every single turn and then ramping back up with the ability again to get these Sanjis out and do some major damage. It's super annoying. Can't be removed easily. Even if they try to remove it 2 or 3 times per turn, you're just minusing 2 or 3 down. It's not that big an issue with a deck that runs really low like this. So I'm having a lot of fun with this deck. It's really cool. It works. It's actually really nice. So let me know what you guys think about this deck. And of course, watch out for duels and more stuff that we upload here. Thanks so much. And I will see you guys next time. Website and like and sub. Bye.